Can the average person make a full-time living reselling? Can you pay the majority, if not all of your bills just by reselling on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, maybe even Amazon and Facebook Marketplace? This is a topic brought up every single hour of every single day when the economy is really good and when the economy is really bad. All across the internet, people are asking, can you actually make a profitable living selling on these platforms? You can make a full-time living reselling, and you can make a full-time living doing any side hustle or business. The only issue is extremely difficult, and the average person doesn't have the skill set or the patience to do so. This question that gets brought up over and over again, this talk about saturation and the window has passed and it's no longer profitable, is not singular to reselling. Go to any forum about growing on YouTube, about reselling, about selling door to door, about starting a franchise, about lawn care services or starting a pest control company, or about selling things on Shopify or Amazon, or doing drop shipping or doing day trading. Any side hustle you can think of and imagine, head over to a Reddit forum or a Facebook page about it, and you will see over 80% of the people saying, this is too saturated. You can't make a full-time living. People that make YouTube videos about this are lying to you. Across all industries, and this is an average, 80% of people make less than 20% of the money in that industry, while 20% of people make 80% of the money in the industry. What that is saying is 20 out of 100 people, let's say there's only $1 billion to make in reselling, and there's only 100 resellers. 20 resellers are making $800 million, and then 80 resellers are dividing up $200 million. Now times that by a much bigger number, because there is way more than 100 resellers in the world. So if we are speaking completely logically and 100% on paper, can the average person make a full-time living reselling? The answer is no. Can the average person make a full-time living going out on their own and being an entrepreneur? No. That is why there are so many people working a 9-to-5 instead of doing their own business, because it is inherently hard to be the top 20% in an industry. That is the focus of my channel, J-Ride Flips, is to help you guys be the top 20% of resellers in the world. And I want you to be even better than 20%, but we'll get to that in a second. Now, this is where things get very controversial, and you guys may be upset or disagree with me, but that's okay. I really want you guys to at least try to understand what is being presented and do what you can to just be the top 20%. And I want you to be even better than the top 20%. The top 20% of people across all industries are not dependent on things they can't control. They are not dependent on their environment, and they are not dependent on any outside forces trying to crush them. Because that is what business is it is overcoming your environment, overcoming and beating your competitors, and solving problems as they arise. If you want to be the top 20% reseller, all you have to do is identify your problems and solve them. Everyone's biggest problem in reselling is sourcing. Whether your thrift stores suck, or you don't have the knowledge, or there's some sort of thing stopping you from finding profitable inventory to flip on eBay, that is the problem you have to solve. And I'm going to solve it for you guys right now. Next time you guys are driving to your thrift store, or just driving your daughter to volleyball practice, or going on a date with your spouse, next time you drive for at least 15 minutes, I want you guys to look around at all of the cars and their colors around you. Over 25% of cars are white. About 22% of cars are black. After that, there's a significant drop off. And then you get down to red cars. Red cars only make up 8.5% of all vehicles that are owned in the United States. Now stay with me here. All of the items in your thrift stores and your garage sales and retail arbitrage opportunities and things that you can pick up on the curb and things that you can snipe off of Facebook Marketplace, things that you can get from lost and founds buyouts, things that you can do. There's so many ways to source. One of the issues is that you guys think that you only can source items from thrift stores or garage sales or flea markets. That's not the case. I'll talk about that in another video. But basically what we are doing is when we are sourcing is we are looking for red cars or better. Now, 8% of the items that you come across are red cars, are worth selling. 25% or more in all these thrift stores and garage sales are not even worth putting in your store whatsoever, even if they're free. You guys know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of trash and there's a lot of just terrible items in thrift stores and garage sales that you don't even look at because they're a white car. Next up are black cars. These are items that you just should not put in your store, but sometimes we think there are so few red cars and other cars available that we start picking these up. These are items that make you less than $5 and take longer than 6 months to sell. Now you need to look for red cars. 8.5% of the items that you will come across if you are diligently sourcing will be red cars. So 8% of the items that you will find will be worth selling, which I consider they will move in 6 months or less on average and will make you at least $5 or more. Does that sound super attractive to the average person? No. You're telling me I'm only gonna make $5 in the next 5 or 6 months? Sounds awful. Yep, that is the reality of reselling. 8% of the stuff that we're gonna be able to find will only make us $5 or more. Sometimes it's way more. And it will take at least 6 months to sell, sometimes less. Now we dive into green cars, yellow cars, and pink cars. Yellow cars, I say this all the time. Look for yellow cars and you will find yellow cars. We need to pick up all of the red car items that are suitable for our business, and then we need to seek out these yellow cars. Yellow, green, pink, maroon, all of these colors combined make up less than 5% of the colors of cars on the US streets. Yellow cars make up less than 1%. I promise you guys, if you look for yellow cars, you will find yellow cars. So, CDs, for example. Let's say you walk into your thrift store and there's 100 CDs in front of you. 8 of them will make you around $5. 92 of them will make you less than $5. Leave all the 92 behind, find the 8. Now, when you find 8, less than 1 of them will be a yellow car. A yellow car, in my eyes, sells in less than 30 days, and it doesn't matter the amount of money you make, just over 5. But usually if something sells that quickly, you're gonna make more than $5. It is our job as resellers and entrepreneurs to find the red, yellow, green, and pink cars. Now, here's the caveat to that. There's only 8% of items in your area that is worth sourcing every single day, and you are not the only person sourcing those 8% of items. You are fighting with and competing against other resellers who are trying to absorb as much of that 8% and as many of those red, yellow, and pink cars as possible. So you are splitting up 8% with dozens, maybe even hundreds of people in your area. So it is your obligation to find those items. Basically what I'm saying is you have to be better than everyone else around you. You have to share 8%. There's no chance you're gonna be able to get all 8%. It's impossible. You have to split 8% of items that to the average person isn't even worth getting. Split those with other competitors and be in search of less than 1% yellow cars and less than 2% green cars and less than 0.1% pink cars. These are the items that we have to, this is our job. We are finding the 1 to 8% of items that are actually worth selling on eBay. Not a lot of people are willing to do that, and not a lot of people are skilled enough to do that. Now, here we go again. 8% of the items in your area that are worth selling, 100% of those items are not in the thrift store. So less than 8% of the items in your area that are worth reselling aren't even in thrift stores. You have to go get them through different means. So the best thing that you can do is find out where yellow cars are. Yellow cars may be in your really good thrift store, or they may be at your yard sales, or they may be in storage units or flea markets. They may be on Facebook local marketplace sniping. There's a ton of places where these yellow cars could be, but it is your problem to find these yellow cars. Last thing I want to say is doing this is obviously difficult. That's why the average person doesn't make a full-time living on eBay, because they haven't figured out how to find these cars. The best way to do so is to become the top 20%, the top 8%, or the top 5%. Look in the mirror and identify where you are. Are you a white car? Are you a black car? Are you a red car? Are you already a yellow car? If you're already a yellow car, you're probably not watching very many YouTube videos on how to make money. Look at the mirror and see where you are. If you're a white car, what is it gonna take to become a red car? And if you're a red car, what is it gonna take to become a yellow car? If you want to make more money in this business, it has nothing to do with your area. It has everything to do with yourself. There is a yellow car in your area crushing you, and there's a pink car in your area doing even better than him. We have to be the best entrepreneurs and resellers that we can. The way you do that is by bettering yourself and by hopefully following the principles that I teach on this channel. Thanks for watching.